So I want to give you a tour of the fire engine.
Wait, pause there. Showing up to Fire Station 4, this video was originally titled What's Inside a Fire Truck? But we quickly learned that there's a major difference between a fire engine and a fire truck. So let's rewind a little. Fire Captain Mike Foscaris set us straight.
A lot of people are confused by the two. And you know, our favorite thing to call them all is just a fire truck, but that's not quite as accurate as people might believe. This right here is a fire engine.
The huge difference between the two? The fire engine carries water and has hoses and the ability to hook up to a fire hydrant. A fire truck might be a little more recognizable.
You know, the big fire engines, the fire apparatus that's going down the street that have the big ladders on top, that's a fire truck. They're kind of the utility players of the fire grounds. They might do forcible entry, which means they're gonna force way into the building through doors or other openings so that firefighters with the hose lines, like we work on here with the engine, can stretch the lines in to put the fire out. They might be controlling the utilities on the house, like turning the gas off and turning the power off. They perform searches to try and find people that are trapped.
On the scene of a fire, multiple engines and trucks show up. The two types of vehicles work together to get the job done.
Both of them are definitely big toolboxes, lots of equipment on it to help us do our jobs.
In this corner of the firehouse, coming in at 48,500 pounds, is the fire engine! That was ridiculous. Anyways, contributing to about 6,200 pounds of that weight is the 750 gallons of water that the engines carry. The engine is made of aluminum to reduce the weight and make the vehicles more efficient. Back to where we were with the tour. Take it away, Captain.
I think we should start here where the engineer sits. So the guy who drives, some places call him a chauffeur, which is pretty cool, but here we call them engineers. So my fire engineer sits here, and his responsibilities are to, you know, drive the apparatus to the fire, and then when we arrive, he's in charge of pumping the water through the hose lines to the firefighters. Here, let me hop up here and I'll show you something. This is where kind of the work happens. This is where the firefighters sit. When they're going to a fire, they sit over here, and the reason is they can put their jackets on, right? So as they put this on, now behind them, we have our air pack built into the chair. These are just magnetically attached, so they'll put this on, and then they unclick, and now they can come out. Everything's built for speed.
Once the truck gets to the scene, the engineer will get out and come to the pump panel. Here, they will choose a length and width hose and control the water. With the water flowing anywhere from 100 to 300 gallons per minute through the hoses, the truck's 750-gallon water tank can be depleted very quickly. To avoid that, the truck must hook up to a hydrant.
Just open it up like this. We hook up our hydrants to the engine with this. And when we do that, we establish a constant supply of water so we don't run out.
Moving down the side of the truck, the captain opened up all of the compartments of the toolbox that is the fire engine to show us what's inside.
So we got some more tools in here. These are kind of just basic tools. Bolt cutters, you know, just more stuff to force entry into doors. And then in here, this is a fun compartment. This is where we have all our power tools. So we got our metal cutting blade here. This is a circular saw. We use it to cut chains off of locks so we can get into stuff, or cut security bars, cut the hoods of cars. We got a chainsaw here. That gets a ton of use actually. This compartment houses all of our EMS equipment. So a lot of times people don't realize that if they call 911 because they're sick or injured, that they think an ambulance is gonna come, and an ambulance will come, but oftentimes we beat them and we show up and they're like, hey, why are you here? We didn't call you. Well, all of our engines in the city of Las Vegas are what's considered advanced life support. That means that we have paramedic capabilities and equipment. So all of that's in here. You know, we live and work in this space, right? This is like our garage, if you will, like your garage at home. But when this thing turns on, it puts out a ton of exhaust. So this is to help keep us healthy and help extend the longevity of our careers, and it filters out all that smoke so that we don't have to breathe in all of that exhaust and all of those fumes. As we drive out, it just follows us on the track because it's holding on. So it'll follow us out, and then it'll release when it hits the end, so we don't rip it out and like drag it down the street with us. This is where I sit. This is where your company officers sit. They ride up front, and basically our responsibility is to make sure that we're acknowledging the calls, we're responding to calls. We get notes on this computer that tell us about what's happening, what the nature of the call is, so we can start making some decisions on what tools we're gonna need, what equipment we might need to bring. I also have this cool button right here, which is an air horn. So they let me have a little bit of fun. The front of the engine has this large bumper, and if we undo these latches, you will find that this is another cool piece of equipment. This is where we keep our vehicle extrication equipment, right? So most people might know it as the Jaws of Life. Anyone who's considering a career in the fire service should definitely look into it. It's a very rewarding career. I love it. If you love going to work every day, then you don't work a day in your life. You'd be hard pressed to ever find a firefighter that doesn't love being a firefighter.